Hey guys, welcome back to Bonsai Crazy. We're going to be doing some work on my bald cypress trees. Some of them have been a little bit unhealthy. I've got two upstairs already waiting for you to see. They've been suffering from chlorosis and I've been treating them for that. But it's time for me now to give a couple of them a big chop, and I'm also going to be doing some fusion work, a clump style fusion on some of these branches that I'm going to take off here today. So let's get upstairs and let's get started. So right guys, we're back upstairs, and first off with this tree, I was going to have this as a flat top tree, but I've been taking a look at the tree and it's got some really nice lower branches that are developing in more or less just the right places. Much better than the other trees that I have. So I'm actually going to chop this all the way down really low, and I'm going to create a formal upright out of this tree. But also I'm not going to waste these top branches. This is the healthiest tree that I have out of the three. So I've actually been challenged by Kenneth from Kenneth the Bondit YouTube channel, and he has challenged me to a fusion project. So I'm going to take lots of cuttings from these and put them in some soil, let them root, and then we'll start on either a clump style or a fusion, some kind of fusion project next year for Kenneth's challenge. Now I am sorry that I didn't have any trees to go for his challenge straight away, but I think this will work out nicely with all these cuttings that I'll get out of this tree. So I'm gonna chop off these branches and then we'll go for the big main chop. Now I can hear you all saying to me, I'm crazy for doing this, but it's the design I have in mind for it. And there's going to be plenty of cuttings to work from. And I know this would have made a fantastic formal upright, but I just want to make space in my house because I haven't got that much room for these compositions. So I think it's the best option for it. And I might actually leave that one there and pull that one up to make the top. So I'm going to leave that one there. I'm going to put all these cuttings straight into a bucket of water, and we'll get to showing you what to do with them in a little while. So I'm going to go for a main chop, and I'm just going to come directly above that branch there. Oh, and I took my main branch off, so never mind. So I've accidentally taken off that branch, but that can't be helped. We'll give that a little slip there, and then I know I've got this one here that's going to come up nicely in the future. So that's the first tree with a major trunk chop. So this bit here, I suppose that could be put in the ground, and we could try to make another tree out of this. So I'm gonna, might as well try it. I know they're quite a thirsty tree, so it should work nicely, and we'll try that as a cutting as well. May as well, eh? So that's what the first one looks like. I think that's just about the right size. Obviously it will grow taller, and we will have it growing up here, and I think that looks quite nice. So that's the first one done. So now we come to the second tree here, and this second tree, it's just too tall for me, for my liking. It could make a really nice flat top style, and that's eventually what it's going to be, but I just don't like the long spindliness of this top part. I think it's got nice ramification down the bottom here, and the ramification is quite suitable for the tree, but I kind of want to get to about this point and then create the flat top. It's just too tall for the whole composition that I'm looking at. I mean, I know bald cypress trees do have a tendency of growing very, very big, but in bonsai you want a small tree, and it's just too big for me. I just don't want it this high. So I'm going to chop it around here, and then we'll create eventually a flat top tree out of this one. So I'm gonna come to about here, which leaves me two good branches there, or hopefully will be good branches in the long run there, and if not, hopefully it will sprout out some more anyway. I'm not actually going to take cuttings from this, because this tree is actually suffering from a little bit of chlorosis. Now, if you don't know what chlorosis is, it's an iron deficiency in bald cypress trees and conifers. They do suffer from iron deficiency occasionally, and it's not enough nutrients, nitrogen and all the rest of it. So I've actually been spraying it with iron sulfate, and it seems to have done the job, and it seems to be working nicely. But as I don't need the top anyway, the tree's wasting all that energy on trying to create or trying to save the top part of this tree, and it doesn't actually need to. I want it to concentrate on the lower branches so that I can create something nice eventually out of the tree. So big chop coming up again. I'm going to take it to about here, and I'll try not to break anything. I'll put my hands where I don't want them to be, like so. Oh, I just ruined that, didn't I? Alright, so should we take that down to there? Yeah, let's take that down to there. There we go. So we've got a bit of an angle on that as well, which is nice. That can come up and be our leader or our first branch. What I might do is offer this to some of the tree masons and see if they want to take this and a few cuttings. So I'll set this aside, put it in some water, and I'll see if the tree masons want some of these cuttings from here, which would be nice for them, I think. So there you go, guys. There's the second chop of my bald cypress trees. So I'm going to put some cut paste on this in a minute. At the end, I shall make sure I do that, stop any moisture coming out, and I think eventually that will make a really nice flat top tree around so high, which would be a nice height for the tree and the whole composition in the end. So that's the second one done. So this is the third tree. This one, when I got it, all I could see on this tree was I loved the thickness of the bottom of this trunk. It was ideal. Yes, it did go very, very high, but when I look at this tree, I can see a really small, formal upright tree, and that's what I want to create out of this tree. I really want a small, formal upright. This one is suffering the most with the iron deficiency. So as you can see, the top part of this tree is really suffering. I think I've put too much nutrients on it, and it's suffered a bit from over fertilizing. It's just using a hell of a lot of energy up the top part of this tree that's not wanted in the final composition of the tree. So again, I have been advised to maybe chop all these branches back and try and send the energy back down the trunk. As I know I am going to chunk chop this tree anyway, although I see the point of doing that, I also see that there are a lot of lower branches that are actually a lot healthier than the ones above it. So as it's got quite a few healthy branches low down, I'm not gonna worry about that. What I am gonna do is I'm gonna trunk chop it higher than what I can see as the tree. So when I look at this tree, I can see the top and the taper starting from around here. So, but I'm actually going to chop it an inch or two higher, which will play into this branch here, so that I've got an extra bit of wiggle room if I want to chop it again later on lower down. If I find some other branches are a lot more dominant, then I've got that little bit of wiggle room. For me, it's all about taper in a formal upright tree, and if I trunk chop this a lot lower, it's going to take many more years to sort that taper out. Whereas if I chop it higher, it's got more of a chance and it will end up being quicker. But there's no real difference between that 2 inches. So I'm going to chop it higher, and then in the future, if I want to, I'll chop it again lower down. So this one here, I'm going to chop around here. And there you go, there's the second trunk chop there. It's a shame to waste this, but like I say, it is fighting chlorosis and a deficiency. So this bit I am actually going to chuck and throw this bit away. I'm also going to clean up these branches that are half dying anyway. We'll get rid of them. So there you have it. There's all 3 trunk chops. I'm going to make sure that I get some cut paste on all of these, and I really hope that these trees become really nice trees in the long run. Really am hopeful for these. They've got some nice thickness to them, and they'll end up being really nice trees. So what we are going to do now is we're going to sort out all of the cuttings and we're going to put them in some soil. So here we go, guys. We're going to start on this big lump of tree we've got here, and I'm going to pull off all the lower branches here. There we go. We've taken all of those off. We're going to get rid of any that we don't particularly need. Just going to dip this back in the water again. Get some water on there. I'm actually going to scrape just scrape the bark just a little. Just like so, just so that there's more chance of it actually rooting. And we're going to put rooting hormone all the way around it. And then straight into our soil. Now this one is quite a big cutting. Whether it works or not, I don't know, but it's worth a go. Saves very many years. So there's the first big one done. Hopefully that'll be all right. Then we come to our second big cutting. So same as that, rooting hormone all the way around. I'm going to stick this in the end there. Like that. Then we come to doing all the little branches. So I'm gonna that there, leave that as it is, take away most of the lower branches there. Brooding hormone again. Let's stick that one in a funny angle like so. I'm going to do as many of these cuttings as I can, because like I say, I'm going to do a fusion project that Kenneth has challenged me to, so that'll be one for the future. But right now I need to get some roots on these and make sure they survive. So there you go, guys. There's the Dawn Redwoods all cut and ready for the summer, and I'm looking forward to this. All that's left to do now is to put some of this on, which is iron sulfate, and that will really help them along with their iron deficiency and give them a little boost at the same time. So just a little spray on all the trees of this. So there we go, guys. That's the bald cypress big trunk chops and cuttings all done, and I'm really hopeful now for the rest of this year. I've done it just on the cusp of summer because I want the next month or two for it to really sort of bounce back a little bit, put some energy into the tree. Then it will go dormant maybe for a month in a high summer, if we have a summer this year. That is, doesn't seem to be like we're going to have a summer this year. So, but hopefully that will spring. They'll all spring back, and I've got some really nice trees coming ahead of me. Lots of work, but lots of growth and lots of fun at the same time. So as ever, thanks for tuning in, and please like and subscribe and follow my craziness throughout the years, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers. Ta-da.